EA, your time has come. Canceling Battlefront II was a noob move, and this week has completely proved that. It's been years since the cancellation, and we still don't have a new multiplayer Star Wars game. I mean, Fortnite. Who wants that? That's just great value Battlefront. New records have been set. Criminals and police officers are bonding over this game. Ex-developers and even actors are joining the movement. So, will EA actually listen? Because here's the thing. Everyone's getting amped up about the possibility of Battlefront 3 getting greenlit because of the recent surge of players, but at the moment there's really no indication that this movement has or will change anything. It's not as simple as getting enough people to spam hashtags and even getting Battlefront 2 hundreds of thousands of new and returning players. It's amazing to see, and I've had a ton of fun getting back into the game, and so as a fan, I would love for a third game to be made, and I do plan on making a video to discuss what a Battlefront 3 realistically could look like, because there's so much potential with the updated DICE engines and console technologies and all that, but we need to remember what company we're dealing with here and their history with the Star Wars brand. EA has made their thoughts very clear on the Lucasfilm license agreement, and it does come with its challenges. It's why they only made a handful of Star Wars games during their exclusivity period. Just to them, a lot of the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and so that's why they haven't put a large amount of resources into Star Wars. It was a bad deal, but now the exclusivity is over. Actually, it's been over for at least a couple years now, and we still haven't gotten a new AAA multiplayer Star Wars game. It's insane. Someone needs to give these guys a manual. What are they doing? It's never-ending frustration being 4 years without a new multiplayer Star Wars title. I mean, we got Darth Vader saying the N-word in Fortnite before Battlefront 3. The reason I stopped making videos is because there just wasn't anything to talk about. If I were to make videos, I would have to pull content out of thin air like so many other Star Wars YouTubers do, and honestly, that's just not what I'm about. And so what I want to switch to now is when I ask, will EA listen, what I really mean is, will Lucasfilm listen? We need to talk about Lucasfilm too. Honestly, we need to talk about them more, which no one is doing. I see everyone yelling at EA, but really, who's in charge here? I mean, there's an entire branch of the company dedicated to games, yet we have nothing revolving around multiplayer, and the games that are supposed to be made are either lackluster or completely paused on development because they hire a studio ran by a maniac. Perhaps Lucasfilm will see these numbers and take action on it. It doesn't have to be made from EA and DICE. Again, they no longer have exclusivity rights, so we could see another company take over the third installment. Now, if this happens, I don't really see this being a third Battlefront, but rather another relaunch of the series yet again. The fact that developers have come out in support, even saying they'd love to get the team and band back together, speaks volumes and does add to the potential of this becoming a reality. Yes, I truly believe a Battlefront 3 could happen within the next 2 or so years. It's just a matter of who jumps on it first. The team at DICE really was never the problem with Battlefront. It was EA and their wild decision making, along with Lucasfilm's miscommunication, approval times taking forever, and just overall lack of structure for the game. My point is, we need to shift the conversation from EA to Lucasfilm Games. They are the suits. They're the ones who have more power over all of this. You can't tell me Infinity Ward or Treyarch or whoever would pass down the opportunity to make another Battlefront game. It's an almost guaranteed success, but that doesn't mean EA is currently equipped or even willing to go through the process all over again with Lucasfilm. They're struggling enough with Battlefield and with layoffs on the horizon. I just really don't think they want to bring over another IP that they don't own to the development table. They just canceled some Black Panther game, and again, that's another IP owned by Marvel. They don't want to deal with that. They've made that very, very clear from the get-go. I'm not saying, again, the game won't ever happen. I'm saying it can happen, just more than likely under a different publisher. The majority of the team that made Battlefront 2 isn't even with EA anymore, so I really don't understand why we're so EA this, EA that, because the team just doesn't exist. Now, I will say another theory that I've been floating around is that with this whole movement, what if it's a psyop? I'm talking like a whole full campaign getting plotted up behind the scenes by whatever company would be working on this. Maybe it is Lucasfilm Games. Maybe they're actually doing something. Maybe it's DICE. Because when I start to see actual corporations getting in on the meme, I start to question reality and if we are living in a simulation. This game has been dead for 4 years, and now out of nowhere do hundreds of thousands of players suddenly jump back on. I guess that's how social media trends can work, but I still can't help but question the possibility of this just being a complete psyop to build hype for the game. But at the end of the day, it's just become clear that being a Star Wars fan has to be a curse. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. 4 years, no multiplayer game. Even more years, no Star Wars film coming from Lucasfilm. There's a reason us Star Wars fans have moved on, but we are crazy, and we will come back for breadcrumbs. It's just why we're settling for things like Fortnite, but honestly, guys, we can do much, much better than this. That said, another thing I want to talk is how disappointing the Star Wars Celebration was. Did we get any game announcements? Did we get any news regarding the games? I don't think we did. And that's just insane to me. I really do not understand what is going on. But anyways, this is just kind of my thoughts on the situation. I think it's great. I think it's funny. I think there's a lot of misinformation, miscommunication, just a lot of madness going on. And I thought I'd jump back in to get in on the meme. So I hope you guys are doing well. Miss all of y'all. And I will hopefully see you guys in the next one.